The Toronto Blue Jays look primed to make a blockbuster deal this offseason, and they got some interesting trade pieces that they could use. So without further ado, let's break down those top five trade chips. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside co-host Nick Gosse. We got another daily upload for you today, and you guys have been killing it. We're on the road to 1K subscribers, and we noticed one thing, Nick, while we were looking at our analytics for these videos. A lot of you are not subscribed, and that's okay because you guys have been going nuclear on that sub button as per usual, and we've been growing at a crazy rate, but that's got to change.
Yeah, 91.2% of you guys aren't subs, so daily videos. Now, we are recording this one the same day as yesterday, so the analytics haven't updated fully, but 91.2% of you aren't subs, so if you are watching the video and you notice the button is still red, then hit the sub button if you enjoy, because literally every single day, we haven't missed a day in, it's been now a month, we haven't missed a day, so no pressure, but make sure you do hit the sub button if you do enjoy, and we have a good one for you today.
Yeah, no pressure whatsoever, but you're going to want to hit that subscribe button because we got that daily news talk for you, that daily Jays talk for you, and you won't want to miss it. But the first thing we want to break down here is really the top five trade chips that the Toronto Blue Jays have to make a blockbuster trade. And why don't we just get right into it? The
Do it.
first trade chip that we have here is Gabby Moreno, our star catcher, our diamond in the minor leagues who really impressed in his time with the Blue Jays, his short time, albeit, but a 319 average, 733 OPS in 25 games, and that's not even showing his true value, Nick.
Gabby is the one guy that Jays fans, you're either on the side of you want to keep him, he's the future, or you want to trade him now for a star. And I don't know what side I'm on yet. It obviously depends, but he shined in his time here, especially towards the end of the regular season. There, because his average was like 280 or 270, and then he came back and just started crushing the ball. Well, singles mainly. The power's still not quite there yet, but he has a hose of an arm. He's going to be an elite defender in his prime. And Gabby is he's a player that teams definitely value, probably close to the highest in the Jays. Now, before we get too far in the video, these are players that are realistic possibilities to be traded. We're not including Vladdy's and people like that because realistically we're probably not going to trade Vladdy unless it was for a major thing. But we're just focusing on people who have a possibility of a high possibility of getting moved.
Or Alec Manoah for that
Yeah,
matter. I
it's a
mean,
better example.
you have your untouchables. Every team has their untouchables, and Vladdy, Alec Manoah, these are the foundational pieces of the Toronto Blue Jays. But you said it. Gabby Moreno has a missile of an arm. He is unbelievable behind the dish. He still needs some experience calling games and managing a pitching staff, but that'll come with time. And the only thing that is really, I don't know, kind of saying people want to trade him or whatever, it's because of our depth at catcher. And people are looking at that and saying, why don't we trade him and address other needs? Because we don't need another catcher right now.
Yeah, and it's a hard question. It's one we made a video on, and we talked about tons. Is obviously there's a log jam at catcher, and I want to see either. I've said this before. I don't know if you were here for the video, but I want to see either Gabby get like full time catching runs or like split at least. I don't mean like no third catcher for him this year, or we trade him. It's one of the two. I don't want to see him stuck in the minor leagues in a log jam. I just want to see one of those two things. So that's why I think he's a good possibility to get traded. I either want to see what he can do or trade him so he can do something on another team. We get someone who can help us now because the time is now for us. Obviously, we have a few years, but this is kind of the time to do it.
Absolutely. And I think it's a foregone conclusion that one of the three catchers are going to get traded. Now it's just a matter of which one. And it's possible that all three of them could get traded. And it's also possible that this next guy could get traded, which is Bo Bichette. Now, a lot of you might be saying, what do you mean we're going to trade Bo Bichette? What do you mean Bo Bichette is a trade asset? Bottom line, he is a trade asset and he's not untouchable.
Yeah, I know a lot of you guys in the comments have been saying like that you guys want to trade Bo. A lot of you guys are on that train. Well, this will probably be music to your ears. 290 average, 802 OPS, 159 games, phenomenal end of the season, and he probably has his trade value is through the roof. He's a young star. Obviously, his defense isn't there yet, but You know, we keep bringing up the Shohei Otani trade stuff, but he would probably be a piece that would have to go if we get Otani and extend him. But even not thinking of Otani, even thinking of a different possibility, depending who the Blue Jays are targeting in the free agency or other trades, Bo could be on the move or move to second base. But again, this is all hypothetical. But would you want to see Bo move, Peter? I guess it depends on the return.
It really depends on the situation. If I mean, like you said, if you are talking about a guy like Shohei Otani, then yes, you're gonna have to move on from Bo Bichette and maybe even one of your untouchable pieces because Shohei Otani is that good. And in the right deal, in the deal that addresses our glaring needs, then yes, I would trade Bo Bichette, but it has to be for the perfect value. You know, you can't just get rid of him because he's made a couple of errors at shortstop. He's a hard worker, and I have full confidence in Bo Bichette, but I don't know. It's got to be the right package for me.
Yeah, and we can't mess up the clubhouse chemistry too much here with a full overhaul. I don't think, and I don't think they will. Obviously, there's another person later in the video that we'll be discussing that kind of has to do with that as well. But yeah, I'm with you. It completely depends on the package. I'm not too stuck on any one player besides Alek Manoah, to be honest. I don't think there's any world where they trade Alek Manoah. Um, but yeah, Bo Bichette, he's phenomenal. I think he's going to continue to get better. The big thing and the big question mark is his defense because a World Series team needs a pretty good defending shortstop to
Hmm.
some degree, and I don't know if Bo will be able to get there, but I'm sure if he puts in enough work. But yeah, we'll have tons of conversations about Bo. Do you want to have anything
Yeah,
else to say?
yeah. Now, a guy that I think is untouchable is this next guy, number 3, Ricky Tiedemann, who is our prized pitching prospect in the minor leagues. Lefty, fireballer, has nasty stuff. But you don't think he's untouchable. Now, we tend to disagree, but we do agree quite a bit on a bunch of other things. But why would you look to trade Ricky Tiedemann in a package?
I wouldn't say I would look to trade him necessarily. I just think that if the right player comes up for him, you get rid of him. But I'm with you in the sense of I don't think they trade Ricky unless it's kind of similar to the Bo, unless it's for a star. Because Ricky is looking like a left-handed Alek Manoah, but like in the sense of he has the ceiling of an Alek Manoah to me, or even better, dare I say? I don't know. He's looking phenomenal, and to be honest, I wouldn't really want them to trade Ricky. I think that's the reason I advocated to put him on the list is I think they might, or I think they could, but I would not mind seeing what he actually can do on an MLB field. He looks dominant.
It just depends how far away he really is from the big leagues. Now he finished the year in Double A. He only threw 80 innings. About he did strike out 119 guys, which is unbelievable. But you got to take that with a grain of salt. Minor league baseball guys aren't really seasoned vet hitters over there. But yeah, I mean, he only threw 80 innings. I still think he's very far away from the big leagues. He's I think 19, 20 years old. So I don't know. We've said it. I've said it many times. You don't win with prospects. You win with proven talent at the big league level. And I think Ricky Tiedemann is one of those pieces that could get you valuable talent at the big league level. But I don't know. I kind of want to see what he can do because you never want to trade a pitching prospect because it usually ends up burning you.
Yeah, he has a chance to get you a front end starter, but he also has the chance to be a front end starter. So it kind of is like what you said. If he's years away, which I don't think he is, but if he has a possibility to come up this year, I think you keep him and just see what he can do. But it was one we wanted to throw in there because obviously he's probably our biggest prospect right now. If you don't include Gabby, because he's up to the majors. But another guy who we might disagree on a little bit is number 4, Alejandro Kirk. Now you've been of the side of not trading him whatsoever, and you don't think he's going to get traded. I truly believe there is a world where he gets traded this offseason, and I've been an advocate for the fact that I think they will, and I think they run with Jansen and Moreno. But yeah, 285 average, 786 OPS, 139 games played. He's young, but I think they move him this offseason.
I don't want to say goodbye to Alejandro Kirk. I just can't. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with the possibility of it. My girlfriend's favorite player is Alejandro Kirk. I don't want to see him go. I don't want to console her if he's gone. It's just not something I'm prepared to do, Nick. And I've said it many times on previous videos. He's Alek Manoah's boy. He's Alek Manoah's personal catcher. I don't think you could screw up that battery there. So you definitely want to keep Alejandro Kirk around. and you want to keep your star player happy, which is Alec Manoah.
Yeah, and I kind of agree in a way. I don't know. I have a weird feeling I have since the start of the offseason that they're going to trade Kirk, and I'm just going to keep riding with it. Do I think it's the right decision? I don't know, because none of us really know out of those three which would be the best to trade. I wouldn't mind. I don't know. I think they're going to keep Gabby and Jano, but again,
Well,
it might.
I'll
Yeah,
ask you something though. I'll ask you something. Is it because you think this is the highest his value is going to be, or is it because I don't know, he's the catcher that can get us the most, and we don't really need a superstar catcher? Is that what you think?
I think it's both. I think that I think he did have a. I think he's still going to hit great. I'm a bit worried about his long term, his ability to be a catcher with his, condition and stuff like that. And I think that the front office, I just think the front office is going to go through their process to move one. I think they're going to land on Kirk while his value is high to a team who needs a catcher more than we do. I don't, who knows at the end of the day, though? This is all hypothetical. I just think that it might end up happening, but we're gonna have tons of videos talking about Kirk, and the day a trade is made, one of those three catchers goes, I'm sure we'll be talking about Kirk a whole lot more.
Okay, so who's the most likely to be gone out of the three?
Kirk for me.
Kirk. I'm gonna go with Danny Jansen.
Yeah, it's between those two. I don't think they move Gabby. But yeah, I'll go with Kirk, and we'll come back to this video in the future. And let's move on to 5. Is Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who, as you can see here, hit 291 this year with a 743 OPS, and he played 121 games. It kind of feels like he hasn't played that many. We have a bit of a typo there on the Gurriel, but we'll ignore that for now. He hit 291 with a 743 OPS in 121 games. He was hurt for the playoffs and the end. I don't know if he gets traded, but I think one of the outfielders do go.
Yeah, I think so too, especially now that we're probably going to have to move George Springer to one of the corner positions, probably right field. That creates a bit of a logjam in left field, in right field. You got to move one of the two, either Teoscar Hernandez or Lourdes Gurriel Jr. And I'm not ready to move on from Teoscar Hernandez. I still think he can have a bounce back here. He was still very electric when he was in the lineup this season. And Lourdes Gurriel, I mean, I I don't know. I don't know if you could trade him at this point because his value might be a little low. The power wasn't there, and you want a power hitting left fielder. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it depends on what the other teams are offering between Lourdes and Teo, and then what the front office wants to evaluate regarding contract extensions. This one we had to throw a fifth one in there. It was between Teo and Lourdes, and I think Lourdes is more likely to get moved. I don't think they moved Teo, but again, it depends on the money and everything like that. But I like Lourdes. Power is a bit lacking. Fielding is lacking except his arm, but it's gonna be interesting to see who they do end up deciding to move.
Yeah, and a couple of honorable mentions. We'll throw in Teoscar Hernandez there, and
Yep.
we'll also throw in our second-ranked prospect right now, which is Aurelvis Martinez, who broke a Double-A record for most home runs by a Blue Jay minor leaguer. So that was impressive. He's definitely got some power. But is he a better third baseman than Matt Chapman? I don't think so. So that could be another avenue that the Blue Jays look to explore. And thank you guys for making it this far. Really appreciate it. You guys have been killing it in the comment section, have been liking our videos, and it's just been a great journey so far. And I can't wait to continue on this road to 1K. And I know we're gonna hit it. I know we're gonna hit it soon, and it's coming.
Yeah, keep supporting, keep commenting, love having conversations, and keep subscribing. We're getting there quicker, and we'll see you guys for tomorrow's video.
Peace.